everyone, welcome to my channel FLOSSTUBE April. My name is Agna, and today it will be whip parade for April 2020. So I've stitched a lot this month. You probably have seen already my finishes of this month. So them was 7, and I have stitched a lot on my whips as well, and the ones I never even thought I'm gonna take. And I have 2 starts, but one of the starts I'm not going to show you today because I'm still waiting on the fabric, because the one that I had, I actually took out everything, and then 500 something stitches gone already, so there's nothing to show. It's just a plain fabric. So probably I'm going to show you next month when I actually am going to start that. For that whip, the one I'm planning to do, so the new project one I'm planning to do, I need to finish one of the whips, the ones you're gonna see today, and because I will need a frame for that, and I hope I will figure out how to resort out all my whips and reorganize them on the frames. I ordered a few hoops from Mulga. The new ones came out, the square ones. I said I'm gonna try again because I pretty much liked stitching one of the pieces on the Q snaps, and then I put even in hoops, and then again I put back on the frame. I actually made the frame myself. And I kind of I'm kind of okay stitching on the hoops now, as I recall. Well, but for Dimensions Gold Collection Petites, I need smaller hoops, and I need a square one. So I ordered in Norge, and I'll see how it goes, because now from Ukraine I have one package going already over a month, and I'm not sure if it's gonna come already. I paid like 19 euro for all the shipping, and probably I'm gonna be going and giving out now to them, because post offices show that there can be some delays, but work as normal. So our post office works as normal. Postman comes almost every day, dropping all of the leaflets and stuff. So I don't see a problem why it's going so long. So now let's move on to needle treasures. It's really awkward to show this piece because it's big, and probably if I be stitching more and more, so it will be even worse for me to show. Probably I will have to show you from really far, that I will show everything. So now it is the best way to show up this progress, because it will be more and going up, so it won't be easy to show everything from up close and so on. So first of all, what I did this month, so I took this piece stitching when it was 26.97%, so it's kind of 27%, and it wasn't done this part from here. So sorry, I deleted all the photos from my phone, and I have no photos to show and put in, so I'll just put it in how it's supposed to look like and stuff like that. So if you stitch in and listening, so probably you're gonna miss something. But I don't have the progress photos. Now I decided that every video I'm gonna take, I'm gonna do the photos as well and save them on the computer straight away, because I just lose them. They go like really far over a month and so on. So for now it will be like this. So I have only this part done. So there was no greenery done over here, there was none, just a few bits, so there was none there, and there was no ribbon. It was like 2 colors here done, and that's it. So I did all the ribbon. On this part here will be another part of the ribbon as well. So and here will be loads of greenery as well. So I did those 2 ornaments, all that greenery here, and it seems like I've been stitching only green stuff this month, and the red one as well. So this greenery, and I did the back stitch over here where I was supposed to be, and I did back stitch on this one because it was short over here, there was none done. So I try to do from up close. Somehow my camera, if it's gonna show, it looks like this, especially the back stitch is really good with the gold metallic thread. And I'm pretty much happy with the outcome. So it looks really poshy, I could say. And I'll tell you some statistics actually. So I did 2,787 stitches, and now you can see 35.4%. So it's actually 1/3 of piece is done. It's going pretty much easy and quick, but the thing is that when the fabric is really big, I have to roll it, and it's not really comfortable to stitch. So I'll see how it goes with the new hoops, the ones that are gonna come. If not, so I'm gonna keep stitching on the Q-snaps. Maybe I'll take the bigger Q-snaps, I don't know, I'll see, because I have another few projects with the Q-snaps. So it's they've been taken. I'm not gonna be ordering any more Q-snaps or anything like that, because I have a few, and for me it's enough. So if I use those Q-snaps somewhere else or frames, so I'm just gonna be staying stitching this one later on whenever I have them free. One of my whips I actually had to wash already, and I had to do a lot of things with it. So I'm gonna be showing you next after pause, because it's big as well, and as soon as I finish with the big ones, I'm gonna move to the table, and it will be even easier to show everything. So yes, I did a lot on this one. I'm gonna be pausing. I'm gonna do the piece for Lithuanian video as well, and see in a few seconds with another pieces. So I got ready now with my another whip. That's the new start. This is the one that I've started twice this month. So the most of the stitching was on this part over here, and I'm gonna put the in the video the picture how it's gonna look like, because all my covers I already saved in different boxes, and honestly, like, I stitched a lot this month, so if I get all them charts and everything now around me, so it will be more paper than pieces themselves. So I'm just gonna be putting somewhere in the video the cover, how it looks like finished, and like design itself. And I'm showing you now too. You see the dark chocolate Belfast in the background, and you see 32 count cream even weave, and as well I think so from Spikert Murano. And you see those two, because I have started this one. Originally I wanted to stitch that on a dark chocolate linen. Then I decided that I want that on the bright one, because all my walls actually look like this, and I have stitched on this fabric one piece already. It's hanging in the kitchen, so it looks like it's just a frame, and that piece and there is you can't even see the fabric. It looks like it's on the wall painted or something and just framed. So it looks really interesting there, because because the walls actually look exactly the same like this fabric. Why I'm showing you now these two? So I've started, I took the even weave, but I had two pieces of fabric there, and honestly when I took this one, I didn't think that this piece will be really big, and I put like probably 5 centimeters over here. Didn't measure though. So and then I figured that I was thinking about this fabric that and this design, that it's really big, and probably it's not gonna be okay to stitch it in a standard piece. And this is not standard because I had cut a little bit from this fabric from this piece, so I cut for another piece, the one I finished already. So I knew that I have 60 centimeters, 65 of width, and it was I think so it was 70 up there. So I didn't know like how that fabric was, so I decided, okay, I'm taking out that from frame and I'm checking what's going on with the fabric. So when I measured that, it's actually 70 centimeters height, and the thing is that this design itself, stitch design, it's 68 centimeters. It's with something there, so obviously, like, let's say 69, so obviously it's not gonna fit. I was thinking that maybe I'm gonna be taking out the frame. I'm gonna show you now photo in the video which one frame I'm talking about. I thought I'm gonna be taking that frame out and it will fit. It will fit, but I think that the frame itself, it's really nice, and of course it's Mirabilia, Villa Mirabilia, and the frame itself, it's nice, and I want to stitch everything on that. So I had to get rid of this whip, and it's done 3095 stitches on this one. That was a really good start. I stitched like 3 days, and it was 6.73% already on this one. So I decided to show you anyways, because I have already stitched on the new fabric. I've stitched on Belfast dark chocolate 32 count and linen, and I like it more. Those colors, they look more, I don't know, brighter maybe, and they look totally different on this fabric, and I like it. I actually did 65 centimeters up to 100, so it will be very, very good. It will be a lot of space, and here I left a good bit of a space, that even if I frame like this, so I still have loads of space on top for this design to frame. So now I'm sorted with the fabric, but I got a challenge, and there was a challenge that I have to do last week's task, and that week was 2000 on your one favorite designers. So I did 2000. It's not like, how to say, the most favorite designer, and each letter counts as 100 stitches. So I chose not Mirabilia, but I chose Mirabilia Nora Corbett, and that's why I got 2000 stitches. So I needed to do 2000 stitches. The girl said that she will count even those, the ones I did on this one, and she's gonna count on the new one as well. So I finished. I did a little bit more. I did like 2100, something like that, for that task. So I had to swap those two, so I have now two starts in one, and all together there were 4313 stitches done all together. For this one, the new one, I have done already 1218 stitches. I'm pretty much happy with that, and the outcome is actually much better than on this part. I can't wait now to stitch all the red stuff over here, because like, I think they're gonna look even better on this fabric, and that was my first choice, and I came back to the first choice whatsoever. So yeah, I know I did a bit of frogging this month, because I just wanted to stitch more and more and probably I did a little bit too much already. I'll tell you at the end of the video how many stitches altogether I've done this month. So now I have 2.65% on this one. I'm very happy with the way stitches look like, but it is pretty much hard to stitch. There are loads of threads in this design, like, I don't know how many colors now, let me see, 53 colors altogether. Some of them are used in blends only. So I have like four colors used only in blends with another ones. So there is one metallic. I can actually show metallic, the one that metallic thread, the one I chose for this one. I chose this fallen, lovely, this one. I don't know how it's gonna look like, but I think so it's pretty much okay on this fabric. And I totally don't know which is supposed to be. I think so is 5282 DMC metallic thread. I don't know how it looks like. I didn't even check online, so I chose this one because it's probably going only in the back stitch, so I'm not worried about it. So it looks okay on the fabric. It looks pretty much golden, and I was thinking to use this one as well for lavender and lace, the Angel of Love. And I'm happy with the outcome. I know I didn't stitch much because it's hard on this fabric and it wasn't stretching very well, and I'm probably something's wrong with my frames because it's not the first fabric that the one is not stretching pretty much well. So I'll see what's going on with it. And I was looking already for new frame, the one that came out in Norge, and I can't wait and until it's gonna be in one shop. It's on Instagram, I think so. It's Hobbiana shop, something like that called. So I hope that she will have them soon, because the ones that I found now in Australia, so they cost like nearly 300 euro with the shipping. So no, thank you. It's a little bit too expensive, and yeah, even my floor stand cost much less. So I decided not to buy. So I'm gonna buy somewhere else, I think so. If not, so I'm gonna be going for the frame from UK, Needle Needs, Millennium frame, because I know it's a long wait in there, and I don't know if they still open and working or whatever, because I was sure when I checked the frames, so they did have in stock. So probably I'm gonna be texting them first, sending emails or whatever, and then ordering. So I still have enough frames and everything, so for me there's no rush, definitely. And I think so Almanac Factory was a little bit cheaper version of Needle Needs, but they came out like twice as more expensive. Well, popularity. So this gold metallic thread I'm using, and I like stitches more on this fabric than on even weave, so I'm pretty much more happy to stitch on a linen, and I prefer more linen than even weave. And today I ordered with this those hoops another fabric, permin, some yellow color. I'm gonna be stitching one rare design on it, and whenever I start that one I'm gonna be talking about it, but I'm pretty much happy that I found the fabric pretty much looking like that. I don't know how when I'm gonna get, then I'll see if it's okay, but I hope by the picture and by the pictures in Google how it's look like. So I'm happy with that fabric, and I hope that it's gonna be the same like in the photos. So if it is, so probably I'm gonna be stitching rare Lanard design, the one that they never reprinted. And I know that the fabric is as well printed fabric and toned on the sides, but I think it's gonna be okay on that one. So yeah, with my Mirabilia, Villa Mirabilia, it's MD39, I think so. That's that. A lot of colors and two beads, but I didn't prepare beads for this one because I tried to keep them all in one place. So there are 6 blends in there, no, 7 blends in there, And one of the blends I used already, it's this one. It's pretty much bright greenery color and a darker charty. So I'm happy with it. And let's move on with another one. Now, probably the funniest whip and the progress on it this month. So this little zombie from Dimensions. It's Dimensions Gold Collection Petites Christmas Wishes. I don't remember the code. I'll try my best now to find. Christmas Wishes 7008936. And before I took that to stitch, it was 32.71%. And now I stitched 2648.5 stitches. I mean, like cross stitches, so full stitches counts. So 2 half stitches will be 1 stitch. So that's that done. Pretty much a lot. So I'll show you now how it was before. And now I have 60.97%, so kind of a 61% of all of the piece done. So I did a bit of a back stitch, and I had this part a little bit here done, a little bit of her hat done. So all this part down, all her jacket, all the bottom as a table was done. It was done few stitches over here of the snow globe. So now I finished that. I did all the black on top. I did all them half stitches over here. I finished all the stitches from here up to here. And face a little bit more here left, few stitches, and eyes, of course. She looks like a zombie now. And then all the pieces I'll be filling in next month, maybe I'm gonna be putting away. Now the history with this one, the story itself is interesting, because I started this one last year in January, and I was hoping last year January finish it. I didn't plan, I hoped. Yeah, I know, I wished. It's a Christmas wishes already. So I wanted to finish in, and then I just put it away. It was a stitch from stash project, and I stitched now and then few stitches, and I know it's not much, but I counted those stitches after, because I stitched from the original chart, the one that comes in the kit. And I'm not stitching now anything from paper unless I have no XSD file. Probably that's why I'm not stitching the independent designers, because I'm just too lazy to go and look for designer and to talk to them in different language, the one I never even learned in school or anything like that. So I just decided that I'm not gonna bother, and if I stitch from paper, then I'm just gonna ask the girls who stitched that, or who has the XSD file or Saga file, ask how many stitches in them. So then I found this file online, and I covered all the stitches, the ones I have done last year, and few stitches now and then. So now I have only 3 days, 4 days, I think so, of stitching this thing. So yeah, I did mention that I did 2648. So on the small gold collection petites, it looks a lot. And this design was in Q snaps. It was in a small teeny tiny frame, and then it was in big hoops. And now it got again into frame, the one I made myself. So this was from Daylight stand, floor stand. These pieces, they have like this planks like that, where you on, and here you used to put frame that holds. And this part is from Arabeska, from Ukraine frame, the one I'm using for another one. So I made a new frame from 2 pieces, and I put this lovely design on that. I hope that Norge will, those hoops, the square ones, gonna come, and I'll put that one in that design in them hoops. or not. I don't know if they're not gonna come until I finish it. So oops, it will be for another one's gold collection petites from Dimensions. So yeah, it's going not really easy, I could say, and I didn't even expect that it's gonna be the easiest because well, it's Dimensions and it's gold collection petites. They are not easy whatsoever. There was only one piece, the one I've stitched, and it was really fast and very nice and very easy one. So it was a kiss for a snowman, I think so, that kit. So and these are not the easiest ones, so probably it's gonna take up to another like a week or so, and then I'll finish. So I'm not in a hurry, and I'm gonna be stitching just now and then. It will be a lot of a back stitch on her hat. It will be like pieces everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. So but I like the progress because I've done like nearly 30% I've done extra in a few days, so I'm happy with it. And I'm hope I'm gonna be stitching another like 1,000 or something, or 1 or 2 days next month. I'll see. So probably if with this design with this whip, I'm gonna move on because I have another 4 left. So probably it's gonna be a very long video. So I have Mirabilia now. Not Miss, Dressmaker's Daughter, and D121. I'm gonna be entering the photo as well, how it looks like stitched. I found some extra photos there online as well, where the girl stitched them and mixed the places though. But I mean, like, she just put them the way she wanted, but I'm stitching the way it is. And I'm gonna be putting those photos as well to see how it looks like. And I don't have the one I have done before, but I can actually show you like this because I've done a lot. So I did it was this part done here, and I have here stitches and up. So it means like I had only a bit over here done, so I have all this part. Here I stitch a lot with that thread, the background thread. Then I did with Caron water lilies as well, and here I have already mannequins like neck thing. Then I did here everything as well. So I did a Lithuanian video with answers to the questions, and in that video you can actually see how I stitch. I mean, like, how it goes in the progress, how I stitch. So this big Q snap I can actually put on my cross stitch stand, so that's why it's easy. And this piece was in a Mani Quantum frame, in another frame, the one I made myself from 2 different companies as well. It was in the Q snaps, then again gone back on the frame, now back on the Q snaps as well. So I'm worried about the Permin linen, honestly, but I said that I'm not stitching any beads now, so I can actually do whatever. Then I wash it, and then I just put on some frame and add on the beads. Anyway, I'm gonna finish that, not really, not this year, definitely. I'm gonna be stitching now and then when I want some color or when I need extra stitches done. So I have done this part here as well, fill out nearly all the bluish colors, and here will be some, but I didn't do because I needed to do only 2,000 stitches on it. But I'll tell you now, I did 2,766.5 stitches because I did a little bit of a back stitch here because those threads were annoying. So I did that. I wanted to do all them stitches where the threads hanging, but I have decided that no, thank you. I'll be fine like this. It's a work in progress. So even if those stitches and not finished and threads are hanging, so it's not that bad. So when I put in the Q snaps with those paper towels, actually stretch perfectly, and I well, that's new love for me, Permin. I liked stitching on this fabric, but when it wasn't stretched enough in different frames, I couldn't stitch long. So I mean, like, I'm very happy with this Q-snap and those paper towels. So it's a life hack if anyone didn't know. So really, it just stretches perfectly and holds perfectly per minute. So with paper towels, definitely. I never used before because Ada pretty much stretches perfectly. You just turn a little bit and again stretch. So I didn't use those paper towels because it's pretty much hard to take them out now. So I'm gonna be stitching only those two mannequins now, and then after I'm gonna move to winter and spring. So I stitched mostly on this autumn mannequin and a dress, and I like the colors. I wanted some different colors now rather than green or red or whatever. So I took this. So again, I got some blue. I got some usually used for skin in Mirabilia 758, I think so, or something like that, and used yellowish whatever. So I'm happy with the outcome. I ordered more Permin and probably I'm gonna be ordering even more and more and more because it's a lovely fabric. I know you can't stretch anywhere, but now when I found out that on the Q snaps I can do, well, I'll see after when I finish if I will be able to iron it and everything. But for now, I'm happy with the stretching. So for me, the most important thing is comfortable to stitch. It means when the stitch is looking well and they all straight, and when the fabric is not going softer and wavy when you stitch. So that's where I comfortable to stitch, and that's how I do them, and really happy stitching those designs when the fabric is actually like a drum. So I did pretty much a lot. So now I'm going to tell you in percents the ones I had. I actually have stitched 6% of all piece altogether. Like, I mean, exactly 6. It was 52.18%, and I have stitched 6%, so I have 58.18%. A lot of stitches, but I stitched like 1 or 2 days, that's all, and I did the video on as well in the meantime. So for me to do the video, it takes like half a day or whatever, because until I actually finish putting the photos in the videos and stuff like that, so it takes a long time, and I don't stitch then after. So yeah, I have a lot of this, and I'm not gonna be taking out from these Q snaps. I'm gonna be stitching now and then. Let's say when I want something easy peasy, I'm gonna be stitching this because it is very easy. There was only the worst part here with the greenery on the spring mannequin, and greenery over here, but still, when you have saga, it's very easy to do. Probably it with this progress, and I'm gonna be showing you next something else. And here finally I have Dimensions Gold Collection Reef of Roses 3837, I think so. Yeah. um it's been so long already since I've started it, and the thing is that I don't really like stitching it because of those three threads, 3 strands of thread, and but I have to do. Now finally I know how to do cording, and I like coaching though. I don't like the back stitch on whatsoever. The chart itself, it's disaster. That's why I'm stitching Craster Saga. And I've done a lot this month. I'll try to find the photo. I think so I have one in Facebook group, so I try my best to find the photo there and enter into the video. I just add on, and then I'm gonna show how design itself looks like, but probably everybody knows it. And I did a lot. I did like all this part over here, and a lot of ribbon itself. I filled out most of the parts on top. I have done 4,498 stitches, gone from 68.02% to 66.90, no, lying, sorry, from 66.17% up to 80.70%. So yeah, I did a lot. It was a challenge of a week in the group where we had to do as many stitches as we can. So the first place gonna get some points there. The way they counted it counts as a spools, so gets 2 spools, and the rest 1, I think so. So of course I got the 2 spools, but I did a lot that week. I did like, oh my gosh, like almost, I finished 2 pieces and I moved this one pretty much a lot. And this is in a project for liquidation, the whips, the ones that been long enough. So I did the most stitches now since January. So a lot, over 4,000, nearly 4,500. So yay, a lot. I have some stain on the fabric. I'm not really happy about it. I don't know how it's gonna look like after I wash it, but in general, if I get round like a passport, like mount, so probably it won't be seen even that, so it's gonna be a little bit here as well. So I don't know if that fabric is not gonna be washed, so I don't know what I'm gonna do, because dimensions threads, the ones being before 2011, the red ones and the brown ones usually wrong color on the fabric, so I'm afraid to wash it, and I have to get rid of the stain whatsoever. I don't know what is it, and I don't know how it got there. I don't remember if there was at the beginning. So now when the last couple of weeks I see it, I'm afraid now to wash as well, because after washing in the middle, stitches look different. So I don't want anything to be different, so I'll be washing after I finish. So the thing is, just because of that stain, and just because it's been a long time, and because this is in a challenge 2020 from Cross Stitch with Luda, so has to be finished, I decided that I'm gonna be doing as much as I can this month. I'm gonna be paying attention at 2 projects. So it will be this one, it will be Lanat Peruvian Woman. It will be the most stitches done this month on these 2, and definitely I'm not gonna do any extra, and the ones you've seen already I'm not gonna do. I'm gonna do just those 2 until I actually finish. So if I'm not gonna finish this month, like May, so definitely will be June, but I try my best. I wish to finish them, and I hope I'm gonna put all the efforts I can do, like, you know, in those 2. So this one is a lot. There's not much left. I actually didn't count how many stitches left, but it's like 5,000 or something. So if I sit like 5 days stitching 10,000 stitches every day, so I'll have that done pretty much easy. And then of course the back stitch and all them French knots and stuff. So I don't know if I'm gonna do the back stitch and the French knots before washing, because I want to get rid of the stain first. So yeah, I think so I'm gonna be doing this one, and definitely I'm taking this one to stitch from tomorrow. Today I'm not gonna stitch anything, because today already I have 700 stitches done on Lanart, you're gonna see, and I'm not gonna stitch anything else. So today I'm just gonna prepare, take the photos and do the videos of all my whips. So probably that will be it with this one. It started going easy when I got used to it, and when I had to do many stitches I just did them. So I'll see how it goes, but the very first week of May I supposed to do this wreath of roses as much as I can. Next will be Dome 12 Beauties, so don't turn off, stay with me. And here I am with Dome, the 12 Beauties. I'm still showing that sideways because for me it's easier to show, but This is gonna be standing up. Everything will be rotated, and that's the right side of the design. You can actually see the photo now, how it's gonna look like at the end, because, well, you've seen that photo, and you're gonna see much more, because I'll be showing you every time. So dome 12 beauties, I had 3.23% last month. Those two lines, the ones I said I'm gonna do, I did, and I have done 4,800 stitches altogether on it. So that became 4.5% already. So I'm going a little bit over my plans, because I decided to do the two lines. So I'm going over plans, because some of them lines, the ones I'm gonna be stitching in the future, they don't have enough stitches to make what I'm planning to do. So probably probably it's gonna be making up these months, the ones I did, for another ones, the ones that is not gonna be the plan. I have to do 3,158 stitches a month, that I could actually have 10% at the end of the year. So I have at least a 3,000 extra done. 2 or 3,000 extra done. So 4.5% you see now. I didn't count how many stitches altogether, didn't write any statistics now on it, but I have done in Excel file. I'm counting everything. I'm counting the plan. I'm planning stitch like at least the 700 stitches a day when I'm stitching it. So sometimes I have like 6 or 7 days stitching to get whatever I have to. So but mostly it's like 5-6 days stitching. But now at the beginning, I want to say about this fabric. The fabric itself has the orange as a mark, as a thread in the fabric, that it's Zweigert. But I think so it's not Zweigert. First of all, because I ordered a very big piece. I needed over 3 meters of the fabric. So I think so that I've been robbed. Probably it's from China, because definitely the fabric itself, I have a Zweigert Aida, and it's definitely much softer. This one was like cardboard. So I did wash him. I washed in the washing machine. So when I took out from washing machine, it was all covered in some like a slimy things, like a small balls all over the like fabric, and I didn't know what's happening. So first of all, I wanted to get rid of the markings, because they have to be just in the cold water. So I left overnight. Well, I just left and went to bed, so left overnight. When I came to collect, it was like a totally plain fabric, so markings gone whatsoever. Then I put in a washing machine, because I tried a little bit and it didn't work out. So it was still very, very hard. So I put in the washing machine. I said, okay, I put on 40, I think so, 40 or 60 degrees I put, and I said, okay, it's gonna, like, it's 3 meters. I'm not gonna be washing that with my hands. So it's good that I had those threads hanging. I didn't have to tighten everything or do any extra stitches. Of course, those threads I had to cut off, because they gone into one small ball and definitely tangled so badly that I wouldn't be able to sort them out. So I cut them off. Some of them are like this, looking still long enough, but I don't see a big problem. It's as I said, some of them DMCs, some of them Sullivans, so I'm not worried. And I just wanted to get my fabric soft, and I did finally. But after taking out from the washing machine, I had to put in a cold water or whatever water, like in a bath, and get rid of all that slimy thing the one was on the fabric. I have no idea what it was. So maybe some chemical thing, like, you know, the one they used to put on the fabrics, that they would be hard enough, but like a starch or whatever. But it was, it's like even sticky, slimy stuff. I don't know. I felt pretty much disgusted by that, so I just washed it off in the bath. Then I tried to iron, and I see that the fabric is going hard. Still, it's going hard. So again, I put really, really hot water in a bath. I put shampoo, and I put like a half a bottle of fabric softener, and I left it for a night. And when it came out, it was absolutely amazing. It's soft. It's actually, now it's white. So I'm happy with the outcome with the fabric. So it's it's a long story, but happy ending. And it was a problem for me to stretch, but I think so it gone well anyways, because, well, it's 3 meters. Um, none of the frames can stretch perfectly whatsoever. So I still gonna play on this part over here, because even if it's rolled over there, I can always take out from this place and just put fabric and stretch, and then I see how it goes, because well, here is a little bit still not stretched, the sideways, yeah, but the middle of it, I don't know. I'll see how it goes, and then probably I will have to roll already. So if it's still gonna be comfy for me to stitch those 2 lines on top over here, so I'll be stitching them, and then I'll show a separate video of this one, because as I promised, it will be 95 lines, like a small lines, 95 small lines done. So or I just before I roll it or whatever, I'm just gonna show. I don't think so that I would need a separate video on them at the very, very beginning, because it will be one girl. Maybe I'll do separate videos only when I have a girl stitch or something like that. I don't know yet. But if it's not gonna be comfortable for me to stitch, so I will have to roll down everything, and it will be over here, so you won't be seeing any progress. The one it's here, so it will be all covered. So yes, I did the 2 lines, and it's in my previous month updates. There was no not this one done. Them 2 lines, there was only here some flower. So I finished butterfly. I have already hand, like, I mean elbow of the girl, and the colors are very, very nice, and now it's much easier to stitch, and I really enjoy stitching it. It's very easy. It doesn't matter that it's 99 colors, but it's very, very easy to stitch. So yeah, I told already all the stitches, and I told this story how it happened to me with the fabric. Now I'm gonna say just that this part over here will be stitched on top already, so will be a little bit more than 2 lines done, because it's finished here. So it's going like this side, so it's from here, and then probably will be up to here somewhere. It's not gonna be full line as well. I did some markings. I made a mistake on the marking there, so I have to do those 2 lines whatsoever as quick as I can, because I want to cover those that mistake. So I'll be doing markings every time I roll it or whatever, every time I stitch, or maybe I'm just gonna do 2 lines, because it's easier to stitch by Cross Stitch Saga, where I have done 2 lines markings. So it's not a big deal if I actually stop doing those the grids themselves vertically, just leave horizontal ones, like, you know, just for 2 lines, every 2 lines, the ones I have to do. So probably will be it with this progress, and I hope I'm gonna be stitching those 2 lines, and I see you next time in my weeks as well, probably. It's not the best design to be showing you every day, because barely see a progress on it, but I try my best to do some short videos on them. Continue now with my last whip for this month. I didn't stitch anything else, so the last whip for this month is Lanart Peruvian Woman. I finally stretched on the biggest frame I have because I really want to see a little bit more of her. And this is the end over here already, so I will be seeing that everything. So at least I see her nose and lips, and when I move a little bit the frame so I can see her eyes. So yeah, I have stitched a lot. I don't remember if I have photo somewhere online where I have started this month. So no, I think I do, and I'll check, but I don't think so that is gonna be very good quality photo. So how it looked like for last month and how is now. It is a big difference because I did 7,171 stitch. Today already I did the 743 stitches because I started over after we in midnight, and then I woke up and I did few stitches to make up to 700. Because my plan is every day to stitch 700 stitches. If I'm not able to do 700 stitches, I'm not taking anything. So but yeah, I didn't have any days where I didn't stitch at all, except for one day was like still 400 stitches done. So what's about this one? I filled out most of the parts here, and I still have some holes. I have finished this side. I need here like 7 stitches done in one color, one strand, and it will be it on the side here. It was it's nothing here, it's just a little bit yellow here, and there is one line of something as well. I don't know what it is there, but it will be written here the artist's name as well. I need the back stitch on this one, and then I have to finish here. Here is still some, I know exactly one thing, that only one stitch in white left somewhere over here. So I know that will be in one strand, but in 2 strands white stitch will be only one somewhere over here. So it's very interesting that only one only stitch left. But there are some colors and there are some symbols, the ones that are not gonna be anymore in here. It will be still a lot of red. All this part over here is still red. I'll see then after. I didn't check the chart because when I saw only one stitch, so I checked where is that one, but it's not much left over here. I actually try my best now to get my tablet to see on the chart how much left. So you can see that it's only this here, the name, and one line over here, and that's all. It's just what I said. There will be some yellowish thing here, some red will still go. Here is nearly end, so it's still like up to here or something like that, and just here. So that's all it's left. It's just that. And looking at the progress itself, I have done 7,171 stitch. I stitched well, one day is 5 stitches, as you see, but it was after midnight, so I count as 1,100. And I stitched not much. I stitched like nearly 10 days, 8 days. And if you see at the statistics over here in the corner, so altogether is 40,100, and that's all I have is like 5,000 stitches and 440 in backstitch. So altogether is like 560, no, 5,600 or something like that stitches done. So 5,600 stitches and barely any additional things to do on it. So I think so I'll be finishing this month. So might be May 2 big finishes, like dimensions Wreath of Roses and this one. Well, I hope, because I'm gonna put all efforts I have, like, and all the strengths I have to stitch this project. So if I stitch only 3 whips this month, so chances are that I will have those 2 finished and my 2 lines on dome 12 beauties done as well. I hope. So I really enjoy it's 28 count DMC linen. Really enjoy doing this piece, and I really want to stitch another one, like I do have few kits and charts from those. It's not printed anymore. It's not in make. I couldn't find anywhere to buy, and I'm happy that I found the chart, and I do that. So it's not lost that they do not reprinted this design for their 80th anniversary. Probably I'm not gonna be starting anything else instead of this one, except for I need to go on with my new whipped one. I actually took out everything. I'm waiting for new fabric, so it will be this that fabric on this frame because it's the biggest, and it will be Lanart as well. So Lanart's changing to Lanart. It's barely anything, and I hope that another one will be very easy as well because it's like 68,000 stitches, but it's pretty much it's big. It's like nearly a meter up, but it's easy. It goes easy. It goes like everywhere. The big parts of one color, like, you know, like block there, block there. And it's like here it's one color, so it's just 2 strands and 1 strand as well, the big block. So it's easy peasy, especially when you stitch with the Cross Stitch Saga app. And probably I'll try my best to finish this one until next month. You see this in my cross stitch week, if I'll be able to do the videos now and then. And thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to press like, and don't forget to press the bell to see notifications there as soon as my new videos coming out. And see you sometimes next week, maybe. Bye bye.